Thanks everybody. Thank you for joining the webinar. Thanks so much for taking your time out of your day to join us. And a big thank you to EPB Canada for organizing and hosting this webinar. We're really excited to talk to you today about the global marketplace. We're going to talk to you about this initiative and explain how your business can connect with top Ismaili talent from around the world. In today's economic climate, there's a lot of uncertainty, and whether you're scaling your business, looking for different skills, or if you're just exploring ways to grow, we really hope that the global marketplace can be a part of that. So we can jump right in. So I'll just walk you through the agenda for today. I'll start by setting the context and explaining the economic background for this initiative and the competitive advantages of global remote hiring, basically the rationale for why we think this works. My name is Sehar Noor, and I am a volunteer on the Global Marketplace team. Next, we'll have Liam Thorne, who is the Global Marketplace Coordinator at the Aga Khan Foundation. And Liam's going to walk us through the vision and the value proposition of the global marketplace and how it works. And then we're super excited to have Nadia Iqbal here. And Nadia is the co-founder and CEO of Tech Alphalogix, which is a web development company based in Gilgit, Pakistan. And Nadia is going to talk about her journey and her experience working with global clients all around the world from Gilgit. So we'll get right into it. The big reason why we think something like the global marketplace works is looking at the rise of global hiring and digital jobs globally. So the World Economic Forum estimates that there are about 73 million global digital jobs today. And this is really expected to grow, and it's going to projected to grow to 92 million by 2030. And in the chart on the right, you can see that it's across a pretty diverse spectrum of skills. So we see most of the growth actually happening in higher wage, high skilled jobs, and then also some growth in mid-wage jobs as well. And the pandemic was really an inflection point for this, for really changing the way the global economy worked. With the expansion of digital access and remote work becoming normalized, we see that a lot of jobs are increasingly able to be done online. And that means they're able to go global. And so we really think this is an opportunity for the Jamaat to access such a broad pool of talent and work that can be done. So just in terms of the benefits of accessing global skills, companies can access these global skills to expand their talent pools. So with global hiring, you can bypass any local labor shortages and access a range of skills and expertise that may be difficult to find in your local market. A huge benefit is saving on costs. So engaging talent from regions where there are lower labor costs can really help significant savings. And then if you can pair that in tandem with high quality, it's a real win-win situation where you can save on costs, but then also access high quality talent at the same time. And another really important benefit is you can scale when and as needed. So with global hiring and this model, you can have scaling when you need. So there's times where you may need more people with different types of skills for a particular project, and you might be having a phase of high growth where you need more people. And then there's other times where you might need a smaller team that's more dedicated to a particular area. So having that flexibility it can be really helpful. And then combining that with quick hiring time, so you can get that person when you need them, is another real benefit of global hiring with independent contractors. And we see the outcomes. The difference in the outcomes is very clear. So companies that are focusing on labor productivity, they really benefit when it comes to their revenue. And especially now with ongoing economic uncertainty, boosting labor productivity can be one of the most beneficial ways to grow overall revenue. The chart on the right is a chart from McKinsey, which kind of shows that comparing companies that have really focused on labor productivity, so leaders in labor productivity, compared to the industry average, you see that there's a big difference both in terms of returns and in terms of overall productivity. So focusing on your labor productivity can be a really, really key way of boosting your business today. And we know that this is happening because large companies and multi conglomerates have been doing global hiring. But now what's really changed is that small and medium-sized businesses can also access global skills and can also benefit from this as well. So there are so much technology out there today that can enable access to global skills. You have Upwork, where you can find skills, you can find people with specific skills in a matter of seconds. And, small businesses, even individuals, can access the talent that they need and really quickly as well. So in a 2023 survey this is in the US, small businesses, 75% of businesses said they plan to increase their international employee headcount. So we see that there's a lot of growth happening. And the key reason for this is managing costs. The second is to deal with global talent shortages that they're facing in the local market. And the chart here on the right shows that we have more and more companies working outside the traditional employment model. So most companies are, working with full-time employees, but you have so many different models that are possible that can work for different companies at different stages. You can have companies that are engaging freelancers. So 45% of high-performing companies now engage freelancers, partnerships with agencies, which we'll talk about later today, part-time employment model, and then working with professional services firms. All to say that diversifying out of like the traditional employee model is something that a lot of companies are doing, and small and medium-sized companies and even individuals with their ventures can really benefit from this as well. And then to talk to you about this today, we have Liam, and he can explain beyond Upwork and other tech that's out there to help you connect, what the global marketplace can do and how the marketplace can offer a solution for what you need. Thanks, Liam.
Thank you very much, for Sehar. Good evening, everybody. So we've heard from Sehar a little bit about the rise of global hiring and digital jobs, and how it can help businesses like yours to expand and really explore new opportunities. And so, as Sehar touched on there at the end, there are numerous platforms already that exist, like Upwork or Fiverr or Freelancer.com, that you might all be familiar with, that can facilitate this global hiring. However, what we see is that you've really got to go and identify that talent yourself, and that's a challenging job to be able to discern who is going to be the right fit for your company and your business and your project, and know that they're going to be able to deliver on the quality that you need at a cost that you're able to provide. And so there's really an overabundance of talent, and it's just hard to piece who would be the right fit for you. On the supply side, you also have so many contractors and agencies who are spending time and resources to find and bid for clients. And often that can be unsuccessful through no fault of their own, and especially challenging for up-and-coming contractors who can have difficulties to stand out amongst the crowd. So the solution to that we've come to is by setting up this global marketplace. And it's an initiative of the Aga Khan Foundation, the Aga Khan Economic Planning Boards in Canada, India, Pakistan, the US, and the UK. And it's an initiative in which a vetted network of agencies are aiming to provide high quality, cost-effective services. And those agencies are currently from Pakistan and India, but the ambition is really that as this initiative grows, so too will the locations from which agencies would be recruited. The vision is really to be able to build something that both agencies supplying services and businesses who need those services in North America can look at as meeting their business needs without advantaging one party over the other. We've opted to partner with agencies instead of individual contractors for this early stage of the global marketplace because that offers a few advantages. So firstly, the agency structure means that there's quality assurance that's built in and baked in to the projects that are being conducted. That's not something that the global marketplace has to do or that you also have to do on your end. The agencies are set up with a structure that provides that quality assurance through a number of processes. And Nadia will touch on that later in the presentation. The nature of businesses, as Sehar has also touched upon, is that your needs today may differ from your needs tomorrow or in a year's time. And so once you're matched with an agency, it's really easy for you to scale your needs without needing to start your search from scratch all over again to find the right contractor that's going to meet your needs. And agencies can also be paired up together to meet multiple needs that you may have. The global marketplace isn't about project managing a transaction or being involved in the specifics of a deal, but it's about addressing that core market challenge that both sides of the market face of finding a good partner to meet your needs. So for businesses and for agencies. And therefore, what we aim to emphasize is the active facilitation that we provide in that aim. We're always looking to improve and iterate on the processes that we have within the marketplace, on the service offerings that we have. And so what we find is that with an increased volume of transactions, that will also translate into better feedback and better quality of services that you would be able to receive. So if we go to the next slide now, and I can talk to you a little bit about who is behind this and who is supporting this. And what we see is that this really is a collective and institutional effort with clear roles on both the supply side of the global marketplace, but also on the demand side of the marketplace, with the global marketplace team bridging the middle ground. So on the left of your screen there, you'll see we make reference to the Aga Khan Economic Planning Boards in India and Pakistan, and work that we've done with Aga Khan Rural Supports Program in Pakistan and AKF to identify contractor agencies in India and Pakistan, right? Then on the right of your screen, you see the partnerships with the Aga Khan Economic Planning Boards in Canada, the US, and UK, who've supported in being able to connect us with interested businesses and identify what are the high demand and skills needed currently from an initiative like the Global Marketplace. And so in the middle, what the global marketplace does is review those shortlists or long list rather of agencies and conduct screening interviews. What we've been able and fortunate enough to do is to engage industry leaders from within the community to support us with conducting high-level technical interviews of the agencies that we're onboarding onto the global marketplace to really ensure that their capacity and expertise meets the expectations of businesses in North America. And really our role, as we see it in that middle section, is to ensure that both sides of the global marketplace are getting what they need out of this from a business perspective. And we always ensure that we check in with both parties as transactions proceed, because we really do want this to be a marketplace of choice for businesses and for agencies. So speaking of agencies, if we go to the next slide, we see that central to all of this effort are the Ismaili agencies that we've partnered with. We're currently partnered with 5 agencies, but we'll always be looking to add to this pool as demand increases and as the initiative grows. I saw just quickly a question come up as to whether Tanzania is eligible for this. And I would say that yes, what we hope is that as this initiative expands, we'll be able to recruit agencies from different geographies. And Tanzania is absolutely one that we are considering. Collectively, these 5 agencies have decades of experience delivering thousands of projects with clients globally. They've got a proven track record of delivering quality, reliability, and top expertise. And crucially, one of the advantages of the agency model is that each of these agencies have a built-in mechanism that helps up-and-coming developers progressively step up and gain exposure to clients and to projects as and when they are ready to do so. So the agencies have a mentorship and a training plan where they're able to onboard up and coming developers who maybe have freshly come out of university or have a few years of experience already in the market to be able to gain exposure, all the whilst ensuring that the quality for businesses like yours is guaranteed by senior contractors. And so that really is one of the cornerstones of this initiative. It's really to be able to support less experienced contractors access global markets and jobs. So what are the services that are on offer? On this next slide, we've included a full list of the services that we offer through the global marketplace and through the agencies of the global marketplace. But I won't go into the full detail of each of what these are. We wanted to make sure that when this presentation is shared and when the slides are shared with you, you're able to reference and see the exhaustive list of this. But I'd also encourage you to go to our website at globalmarketplaceconnect.com and dive into even more detail and technical detail about what do we mean when we talk about web development and when we talk about cloud platforms. But what I did want to emphasize is we do have agencies that specialize in services from custom software and web development to accounting and bookkeeping, including digital marketing, graphic design, e-commerce management, search engine optimization, while also offering services like architectural design and interior design and chatbot development. And so when we come to the cost of these services, on this next slide, what we've done is to put together a graphic that gathers prices for services that you can secure through the global marketplace against average prices for these same services across North America from a range of sources. And I do want to clarify here that when these prices are listed, these are the prices for services that you would be hiring. There are no fees associated with transacting through the global marketplace. The graph presents these prices as ranges with the midpoint that you can see there as a dot so that you get a sense of how costs for services can differ depending on the complexity, the scale, or the specifics of a project. To share some of those specific global marketplace prices to give you just a little bit of a sense of the actual costs that you can actually expect to pay for specific services. You can secure top quality accounting and bookkeeping contractors for between US $12 to $15 an hour. Or you can also hire a digital marketing specialist, a graphic designer, or a cloud developer for between, again, in US dollars, $15 and $30 an hour. So how does that compare with what you might be expected to pay in North America? So what I'd like to highlight is that for the services through the global marketplace, the savings range from as high as 86% for architectural work and data analytics to 59% for graphic design, content production, digital marketing, and all of the other services that you see here listed are between these two ends. So as a business in this challenging economic context, these are savings that could really make a difference while helping you grow your business. So you might now be wondering, okay, well, how does this actually work, right? So we've gone over what the global marketplace is, who the key actors are, some of the services that are on offer, and potential savings that you can expect. And so now we can get into, well, how does that function for you as a business if you are interested in signing up? And it really is just as simple as visiting our website on the link that you see there and booking a 30-minute call to discuss your project goals and requirements. When you do that, you'll meet me. And together we'll work on a short scope of work form, which helps us to identify your needs, timelines, any budget parameters that you have as well. From there, we'll do the work of identifying the right agency or agencies that meet your needs based on the specifics of the projects as you've shared them. We'll coordinate the first introductory call between you as a business and the agency. And that call is really an opportunity for you to discuss your needs in further detail, agree on next steps, initiate any contracting terms, timelines, and discuss payment mechanisms, of which there are two streams that you could choose to adopt. Either you can opt to leverage Upwork's mechanisms and pay through their portals. Upwork offers you the ability to have funds in escrow, pay directly through them, set up a contract with key milestones for payments, or you can form a business-to-business relationship with the agency who would invoice you on your agreed-upon timeline, and you can pay through a secure payment portal shared by the agency. Additionally, in that B2B engagement, you can also pay for services through deal.com if you use that as a business, as the agencies have experience working with that mechanism. Crucially, the choice of agency of contractors is yours entirely. We really do encourage businesses to conduct technical interviews and any due diligence needed prior to contracting. And to clarify, the global marketplace does not get involved in negotiations or the setting of prices for services, the management of projects, contracting, or holding of funds. All this is exclusively the responsibility of agencies and businesses. Instead, what we do is we are active facilitators who have done the work to identify strong, qualified, experienced, and reliable and cost-effective agencies for you. And we can support you and the agency to ensure that you form a strong match and that a transaction can kick off smoothly. Therefore, once you're satisfied with the agency that you're matched with and have secured the agreements with a clear contract that covers deliverables, timelines, payment terms, and the agencies are also used to signing NDAs if that is something that is necessary in your line of work. We then, as the global marketplace, take a bit of a step back. And from then on, we'll check in regularly with both parties to really ensure that expectations are being met and to gather feedback to continuously improve our processes and ensure that you're getting the services that you need. But from that point on, it really is about letting the magic happen. And so, speaking of magic, it brings me great joy to hand over to Nadia Iqbal, a real developer whiz, who will be telling you about her agency, Tech Alphalogix, and giving you a sense of the caliber of agencies on the global marketplace. Nadia, over to you.
Thank you so much, Liam. Thank you so much for sharing the stage, and Sehar for your kind introduction earlier. Yali Madat, everyone. I'm very excited to speak to you today and really grateful to Khan AKF Global Market Team for bringing this opportunity. I'm Nadia Iqbal. I'm co-founder and CEO of Tech Alphalogix. Next slide, please, Liam, if you could. By profession, I'm a web developer and worked as a MERN-stake AWS cloud developer for a couple of years. And currently in my role as CEO of our agency, I'm leading a small dedicated team of developers, designers, data analysts, and technical project managers. In voluntary capacity, I'm also serving as board member of Khan Economic Planning Board, Pakistan. I'm also member of newly established Gilgit Baltistan IT Board. I'm serving as the Central Executive Committee member of PASHA. PASHA is a national level trade body. Its primary goal is to represent the interests of IT and IT-enabled companies and lobbying for the favorable policies and promoting the growth of IT sector in Pakistan. Shaukat Hayat is the co-founder of Tech Alphalogix. He has the design department with 18 years of experience in visual communication design, both advertising and digital marketing and UX UI. Together, I and Shaukat founded Tech Alphalogix in 2019. And it's a freelance agency. We have a small dedicated team and a pool of subject matter experts in different domains that I'll explain in our expertise later. Our vision at Tech Alphalogix is to be the leading cutting-edge web, cloud, and digital solutions and delivering excellence and reliability worldwide. But what truly sets us apart is we believe in empathy, like understanding our clients' needs, their challenges, and crafting a solution that genuinely makes a difference. And our commitment to excellence ensures that every project meets the highest quality standards. Our priority and focus is to build long-term relationships with our clients and offering them affordable pricing, and that creates a true win-win for both the parties. We have received Prime Minister Excellence Award in 2021, Tech Heroes Award in 2023, and similarly some other recognitions. We have been on Upwork for quite some time now, and we have successfully completed over 150 projects. We've earned $30,000 since then. And now we have shifted our focus from Upwork to other platforms and to direct clients for some reasons, like it got very saturated and costly. A client acquisition cost was very high and return on investment is very low. So we are focusing on other platforms as well, but we still are on Upwork. Next slide, please. As you can see, we are registered with some national level governing bodies, and we are formally got registered with SECP in 2021. We are affiliated with Pasha. We are affiliated with Pakistan Software Export Board and Gilgit Baltistan Houses Association as well. Next slide, please. So we have some processes defined for each project, depending upon the type of project, from onboarding a client to delivering a desired output. Initially, it's our discovery phase. In our discovery phase, we try to understand what are the client requirements through different interviews and questionnaires, which helped us define a project scope. We also try to assess and analyze the technical or financial feasibility for the project. If our discussions with clients go successful, we usually proceed with some formal onboarding process, and we sign any necessary documents if there are any, like NDAs and so on. And we go into planning phase after that. We create milestones and start doing resource allocation and task breakdown in this process. Next steps are usually actual execution and quality assurance checks in parallel. We actually assign a leading technical project manager to each project, so who is responsible for all the communication and making everything aligned with the client goal. And for communication and collaboration, we use Slack for real-time communication with team as well as our clients for updates, and we ensure everyone stays aligned and informed. We use Jira and Trello for project management and project tracking. We sometimes use HubStuff for time and productivity management. It depends on the demand of the client. Next slide, please. So our expertise are particularly in web development and design. And if I talk about the technology stakes, that is MERN stake and cloud consulting, and particularly in AWS cloud, cloud solutions like cloud integration and migration. We have a small team of data analysts as well. They help us in data cleaning and visualization. The tools that you're using are Power BI and Tableau, Excel, and Python. Next slide, please. You'll see a list of next slide. You can see a list of front-end and back-end technologies that our team have expertise in. You can see a list of UI libraries that our team uses. You can see some SQL and non-SQL databases, some DevOps tools, some API integration methods and documentation tools, some authentication methods. So these are the services that we use or the tools we are using for development. Next slide, please. Here you can see some design tools and services that we use. We are into graphic design, UX and UI product design as well, visual communication design, and we also create brand guidelines. And there you can see a list of some tools on this slide that our team have expertise in. Next slide, please. Here you can see some list of our global clients from around the globe. We have served in Australia, we have served in Canada, we have served some Canadian clients as well, and in US. In the next slide, you will see our flagship project. It's a multi-dashboard health tech platform for general practitioners and cardiac patients around Australia. This project, the tech stack for this project was MERN and cloud. So for around 3.5 years, I think we were providing services in this project, and we had multiple contracts with that client, almost like 7-8 contracts, and luckily we were able to earn 5 stars on each contract. You can go next. The next slide, please. On Cloud Holter, we have we can see that 7,000 general practitioners are using Cloud Holter around Australia, and you can see it geographically on this map. The best news for Cloud Holter is because of its remarkable and consistent growth, the founding members are planning to open an initial public offering in Australian stock exchange, and we are a proud contributor of this project. And I have mentioned the number of hours we have spent and the earnings on this project to tell that this project was huge and complex project. Our client has saved 4 times in this project. So this is an example of a commitment of affordable pricing and delivering excellence with long-term relationship with our client. On the next slide, you can see some of our design portfolio. Yeah, here you can see some design portfolio from some of the known brands. This is the work from our design lead. There are some local projects and then some international projects here. Thank you so much, Liam. Thank you so much for listening to me patiently, and you can reach out to me through AKF Global Market, and we would love to serve you and add value to your business. And I'm open to any questions if you have. Thank you. Over to you, Liam.
Thanks so much, Nadia. I really appreciate you going to some depth on this particular case study and the broader expertise of your agency, and a little bit about your history and how you got here as well. It really is just all summarized by saying it's just as simple as visiting our website and booking our call. And I really do look forward to meeting many of you as soon as possible. So before seeing if we've got questions in the chat to field, I'd really like to thank the Arkan Economic Planning Board for Canada for their support and engagement in the lead up to this webinar. But even more so for the instrumental partnership in getting the global marketplace to where it is today from its early days in 2022. And I'd also like to thank the broader global marketplace team, partners and stakeholders that couldn't all come to speak here today, of course, but have dedicated countless volunteer hours to building this initiative from really a simple idea to a tangible services for agencies and businesses. So with that, I'm opening the chat, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to message. Yes, we've got a question here. Can you get a copy of this presentation? The presentation, I believe, will be circulated as well as the recording as well of the presentation.
Yeah, if there's any questions about our experience or the type of services or any questions you can think of, we'll definitely share the website address, and happy to share a copy of the presentation as well with recording.
Absolutely. I've just reshared there the website. Shafina would like to ask a question. So we've got a question here about, can you tell us a bit about how the growth of the marketplace over the past few years, how many users, how many companies, etc. So in terms of the growth, the marketplace has been in operation since 2022. And quite intentionally, we have kept it growing progressively. because the emphasis was on really wanting to make sure that the processes within the global marketplace were up to what they needed to be before being able to market more broadly. And so this call that you're all attending actually is the first public engagement of the global marketplace as it is. To date, we've had, I believe, 53 businesses who've signed up across the US, UK, and Canada for the global marketplace. And we have currently 5 ongoing transactions on the global marketplace as well, with 5 agencies that are servicing those needs.
Yeah, so like Liam was saying, so far we have been in pilot mode and really sort of testing and iterating and making sure that we understand the different dynamics. And so now with that pilot and having the experience of these transactions, we are really excited about marketing this publicly. There was another question about whether contractors can work on the company's time zone and how do you take into account cultural sensitivity? Seeing as it's 6 a.m. for Nadia.
And I'm here.
Yeah, and she's here. Thank you, Nadia. I'll let Nadia and Liam speak to this, but from my experience, I think there's a lot of accommodation for different time zones.
Sure. Liam, do you want to go first? Or maybe
it's just to say, yeah, go if you share your experience, and then I can
yeah,
top up
yeah.
anything.
So
Please go ahead.
we have had clients from around the globe. We have served in Germany and Australia and others. So it depends. If a client want our team actively in their time zone, we make sure that those particular team members make themselves available in that time zone. It usually happens that client usually needs update on their work in that time zone. So we are usually ready in providing them updates in that time zone. But yeah, we are flexible to any time zone. So a specific teams is assigned to that particular client, so they make themselves available and they just schedule their whole day routine accordingly.
Absolutely. And it is true that in some cases, clients do need an agency or contractors who are available during business hours in North America, and in which case the agencies can make that availability. Often we'll have the office spaces available with security, with access to internet and everything that is necessary for the work to be able to be conducted. And in other cases, some projects don't require that, right? And the work can be done in Pakistani hours or Indian hours, and then check-in meetings when necessary for business. So those are exactly the kinds of details that are really important to establish at the start of a transaction, so that those expectations are met. But that isn't a barrier to transacting. I see there was another question here on, and in terms of the cultural sensitivity, I think this is a great question. And I think that the point here is that the agencies that we're onboarding, they already have experience working with international clients. And so this is kind of like going that further step beyond that. And so are already very well versed in that cross-cultural communication and sensitivity. In terms of, there's a question here from Jawad in terms of how to register as a service provider. So we do have a page on our website for you to be able to register as a service provider. Typically we're going with this agency model like we discussed, but where there are service providers who can provide services that could supplement the needs and better service North American businesses, we do look to those as well. So please do reach out, and I'll be in touch. There was a question here as well on the criteria in vetting the companies and the quality of work. So this is a great question. So here we have essentially like two steps to that process. The first step is, as I touched upon, we partner with the economic planning boards in Pakistan and India. And so through their networks, they already do a first phase of screening. So But even before they did that, AKF conducted last year a small demand analysis across the UK, US, and Canada. Some of you might have received those survey requests as well. And if any of you have responded to them, thank you very much. They've been really instrumental in building us to where we are now. And so that analysis was able to generate some recommendations that went into the kinds of services that we need to be able to have, the kind of quality that we need to be able to secure, and then also some of the key must-haves for agencies and contractors. And so from there, we put together that screening profile and worked with the EPBs to identify agencies. From there, once we had those long lists, we've then gone in further and conducted a number of interviews. I interviewed Nadia, for instance. She'll be able to attest to the rounds of interviews that we were conducting. And we were also able to leverage and invite technical experts in the specific areas that we're onboarding, right? So if an agency is specializing in software development, we will be able to have a software developer be part of those technical interviews. I will qualify, though, that we haven't gone and reviewed the code. We haven't gone and reviewed the financial documentation. And that's why we're really talking about, we have done the steps to do a high-level vetting process. And that's where we really encourage businesses to do their own vetting if that's a necessity for their own business needs. And so we conducted the same for SEO and digital marketing and accounting and onwards. Sehar, were there some questions that you were seeing you wanted to take a stab at answering?
Yeah, there was one question: how can companies navigate international tax, labor, and compliance issues when contracting Ismaili professionals across multiple countries? So I think, like Liam mentioned, there's two ways of doing this. We can go through Upwork, and through Upwork, there's a very established channel of how to go through everything and how to hire as an independent contractor. So it's an expense rather than an employee. But obviously, that is different than going from a B2B. So the more active facilitation you want to handle these types of issues like compliance and tax, going through a platform like Upwork can make it more simple and navigatable, and having that platform help. Like Liam mentioned, the marketplace is really playing a matchmaking role in this situation and not handling those types of tax or legal considerations. So that, of course, is dependent on the country. But what we've seen in the pilots that we've worked on in both Canada and the US is that hiring has been possible, even B2B, with as independent contractors rather than employees. So whatever works for different companies. And then if you want more assurance, using a platform like Upwork can be even more beneficial. There was another question, I think that's a bit relevant to that, which asks, will there be a common portal where we can look through the profiles of contractors with their credentials and past work experience? So at this point, at the stage that we are at right now, we don't see building a tech or building our own platform, but more leveraging the platforms that already exist. So, for example, one of the tools that we're able to leverage is via Upwork. Liam can go through and curate a list of people based on the scope document or based on the needs that you have identified and send you that curated list, which lets you go through and lets you go through and see the contractors and their credentials. You can click into their profile and see their work experience as well. So what we're doing is leveraging the platform, leveraging Upwork, which is an existing platform, rather than going out and building something and waiting for that growth to happen. The other benefit of this is that, like Liam mentioned, all of the agencies on the global marketplace already have experience working with global clients. And so you can see that on their profiles as well. Let's see, there's another question: how to validate skill sets for individuals. So I think Liam really walked through, answering the other question, walked through the pretty long process that we have of onboarding the agencies. And a key part of that is having an expert in that domain being there along with Liam in those interviews as well. So, for example, if there's an agency that's focusing on digital marketing as SEO, we have a TKN who is the head of SEO at a major bank in I believe Canada, who is in those interviews and making sure that the quality and the work experience and what they're saying resonates, being a leader in that field. So we're really grateful that we're able to leverage our TKN resources and make sure that people who are at the forefront of these industries can validate these agencies that we have. In terms of how to handle, there's another question, how to handle payments across multiple currencies. Like I mentioned, all of these agencies have worked with international clients. So whether it's Canada, Australia, US, I guess Nadia can speak to this more. But I think what's really important here is like that existing experience combined with a lot of the tech that's out there now, whether it's Upwork as a platform or other platforms that are specific to payment processing. I think there's a lot of solutions to handle payment processing and different currencies as well. I think Nadia can probably speak better to that.
Yeah, I'll just add one more thing that other than Upwork, if we have clients from Upwork directly, we have the payment setup. Our payments go directly from Upwork to Wise or Pioneer, and there are other clients who prefer transferring via Wise. They can do that. I guess most of the agencies in Gilgit-Baltistan are using Wise and Pioneer, and I don't think so any of them are using PayPal because PayPal doesn't work in Pakistan. So these are the two main ones that we use.
And for anybody who's not familiar with Wise, Wise allows you the ability to send and receive funds in a whole host of currencies around the world, and so that can just be made to Canadian dollars, US dollars, or anywhere else for your convenience. There's a great question here from JP who says he's dialing in from the Bay Area, which is where Sehar is. And what's the plan to scale this up with demand from the US? Understand that this is just being rolled out in Canada. However, what's the vision? So this is a great question. And this is being scaled across the US as well. It is just that the first webinar that was being conducted is facilitated and supported by EPB Canada. But the ambition is that we will have shortly another webinar as well in the US. So do spread the word. These services are available to you in the US as well. They're available across North America. And the processes also don't differ. We just see slightly different demand from businesses, but we would work with the same agencies. Here, a question from Kareem, any issues with power and access to internet? Nadia, do you want to take the lead on
I think
on this
I
one?
want to take this one. Yeah, so the power and internet issue was an issue, I guess, back in 2000, before 2021. But after I received this award, so government got some attention and they're aggressively working to uplift the IT industry in Gilgit-Baltistan. Even my inclusion in Pasha is one of their commitment. So I can not say that the power we are getting 24/7 power, but the agencies have themselves enabled their selves in a way that we are on democratic energy. We have solar system set up, and we are on we have 24/7 electricity. For internet, for some reason, it just when it gets disrupts, it disrupts around Pakistan. It's not particularly in Gilgit, but it is better than it was earlier in earlier years. Yes.
Yeah, so and that's actually a key part that we think of why right now, because of a lot of the infrastructure developments that have happened, that this is a good time to roll out this initiative, because we see independently of the marketplace, we already see so many agencies that are growing in Gilgit-Baltistan and accessing global demand and working with international clients already. And so we see that constraint has already been lifted and there's already that connection. And we also know that there's Ismaili businesses that are looking for that type of talent. So we're really hoping that we can make these connections.
Additionally, to add to that, there's a real concerted layering of investment across Gilgit-Baltistan and Pakistan. lots of public-private partnerships, including some of the agencies of the Aga Khan network that are building IT parks with the Pakistan government, that are really able to support agencies and contractors to be able to access to reliable infrastructure to be able to do these jobs. And so that you see that how the global marketplace provides market access to all of that investment that's taking place.
And I think in other geographies where we're planning to expand as well. So we not just limited to Gilgit-Baltistan, but our plans are in India, and then like Liam mentioned, in other geographies as well. I think the last question that we haven't answered is, as global hiring becomes more common, what soft skills do you think are most important for professionals from smaller communities like Gilgit to successfully collaborate with international clients? I think nothing beats experience. I'm going to let Nadia answer this because I think she's the best suited for this. But in my opinion, I think nothing beats experience. And we see that learning by doing that's happening is incredible.
Yeah, I think, Sehar, it's usually felt that people from Gilgit-Baltistan have comparatively less, not strong at soft skills, but I can assure you the talent, the technical skills, the teams and the companies there are here have no match, and they're equivalent to the global talent that's available around the globe. And maybe we're not able to present ourselves as the way, or maybe we are not able to articulate it the way we are. But if you will start working with us, you'll know how strong we are on what services we are providing. But yeah, I think soft skill is something we always think, and we always ask different mentors to help us with, and we are doing it. We are growing. We are doing it because this industry has been like, it's hardly been 5 or 6 years. This industry is growing in Gilgit-Baltistan since 2017, I guess, when Calibron and Uconnect started. So yeah, I think.
Maybe to add to that as well, and to note that Calibron and Uconnect are also, as you saw on the slides, agencies of the global marketplace.
Yes.
We're really happy and fortunate to have these two giants of the tech world in Pakistan join us. And to also share, when we're talking about that layering effect, that's also where there's a lot of programming taking place across the geographies that we work in and that we hope to work in, that are focusing on soft skills, identifying that is really the marker that can be worked on. Nadia, I think, is absolutely right to emphasize that technically, on the technical side of things, there is no gap between the technical capacities. And on the soft skills, there is a concerted effort to build training programs that focus on that, partnering with universities in Gilgit-Baltistan, and connecting them with Canadian consultants and universities to build these training programs that are able to help the next generation and current generation of contractors ensure that not only they've got the technical capacity to compete at the top levels, but then they also have the soft skills to go with. But I think that Sehar made that really good point, that experience is the real thing that is going to be able to provide that learning as we go.
Yeah, and that's why we've also focused on agencies that already have that experience working with global clients. And so with that, I think there's a lot of room for the agencies themselves to be training people as they onboard them, and training new people as they're working with these global clients. I'm seeing if there's other questions. Okay.
Anymore.
Yeah, I think that's somebody's notes. So I think that's all of the questions. I hope we've covered all the questions. If not, you know where to find us. We really hope that you take a look at www.globalmarketplaceconnect.com. Look at the services that we're offering. We have information about the agencies on the website as well. And, booking a call, booking a meeting, even if you're in a sort of exploratory phase and trying to, we can even help with the scoping of the project that you may need and the type of services that are offered. So I think, that call can be very helpful, even if you're in that exploratory phase. So we really hope to hear from you. Thank you so much, Liam. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, Sharoz and Sanya and everybody at EPB Canada. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Wishing you a great evening.
Thank you.